the circumstances that led to the first ever military coup in West Africa. Just like all other countries in Africa which were under imperialist rule for many years, the western part of the continent was not left out. The coup took place in a francophone country. The country stretches southward to the Gulf of Guinea. It has a population of 8 million people. Its capital is Lomé, and the country is Togo. The country gained independence from the imperialists in April 1960 and held its first election as an independent state in 1961. Sylvanus Olympio went home victorious as the first president of Togo after the election. He stirred the affairs of the country for 3 years and was overthrown in a bloody military coup, precisely on 13th January 1963, and was assassinated. The coup was reported as being carried out by Sergeant Gnassingbé Eyadema. That was the first military coup in West Africa. However, there was a background to the story. Here is the background. It is recorded that Sergeant Gnassingbé Eyadema and many other strongmen were recruited into the French army during the imperialist rule, and they have worked for many years in their respective ranks. Soon after independence, Sergeant Gnassingbé Eyadema and some of his colleagues began to complain about discrimination in promotion, racism, salaries, allowance issues, and the rest. The military men therefore resigned from the French army and returned to their home country in 1962. Upon returning to Togo, Gnassingbé Eyadema and his army counterparts made a proposal to President Sylvanus Olympio to absorb them into the Togolese military. The president, however, turned down their request. Gnassingbé Eyadema and his military colleagues got angered by the president's act. In 1963, Sergeant Gnassingbé Eyadema and his colleagues carried out a coup and overthrew Sylvanus's government, and the coup plotters murdered the president. It was reported that Gnassingbé Eyadema was the person who pulled the trigger on President Sylvanus Olympio. The country was therefore thrown into full military dictatorship and rule. The coup executors therefore settled on Nicholas Grunitzky as the second president of the country. Upon assumption of office, President Nicholas Grunitzky absorbed Eyadema and his colleagues into the Togo army. Eyadema was also made the Minister of National Security and the Chief of Staff. Stay tuned for the second coup in Togo that brought Gnassingbé Eyadema in as president.